Good afternoon. As you can see, I'm not on the beach or on a pond, on a river. So I'm actually at a wet station in my kitchen. And today I just thought I'd run through a few baits that I use. One of my subscribers actually asked me, when I talk about the bait that I'm using, you mentioned blueies. What is a bluey? And for those people that don't fish regularly or just getting into fishing, then yeah, they're obviously not aware of blueies or crab carts or coral sticks or things like that. So I just thought I'd do a few baits for tomorrow because I'm hoping to be fishing tomorrow, and just look at showing people what we actually fish with when we're sea fishing. Okay, so I'm going to set some things up and we'll get some baits done. So I'll be back with you. Just got to do a few things and I'll be back with you. Right, so welcome back. So I've got an array of the baits that we're going to be using on the beach. I'll start off with the main bait that anglers used to use, and what we used to dig when we were a lot younger, or when I was a lot younger. When I first started fishing with my dad and my granddad over 50 years ago now, we used to dig these up ourselves. So lugworm. A lot of these are black lug. You also get worms that are called yellowtails, and you can tell by yellowtails because by the time you finish fishing with them, your fingers are yellow. We used to dig those from Skipsey Sands many years ago. I don't know whether there's a breeding colony there still or not, I don't know. We also used to dig sand eels from Skipsey, and that was always fun. When my dad used to dig it right at the edge of the shoreline, and he'd dig them out the sand, and by the time you could get hold of them, they'd be back in the sand again, so that was fun. And then we used to go dig blow lug at Kilnsey Corner in the River Humber, just on the edge of there. And when I was a lot younger, I'd go down there and dig myself a day's fishing of worms and then go fishing, normally around the Spurn area, because me and my mates used to go on push bikes, so we'd go and dig worms and then go fishing. But times have moved on, and getting fresh worms is becoming increasingly more difficult. Some tackle shops do them, some don't. So we've predominantly gone on to frozen baits now. So just go through. So I've just shown you the black lug that we tend to get. And a lot of these come from either abroad or from Wales. Some tackle shops get them from Wales. We use mussel, just Commonwealth Garden sea mussels that we used to get many years ago, and that was a staple fisherman's bait. Squid, you get all different sizes of squid. Some come from abroad, most all come from abroad, but different parts of the world, and they come in different sizes and stuff like that. So that's another staple fishing bait now that we use as sea anglers. And then these are the blueies that I mentioned, and they're from basically the mackerel family. So they're quite an oily fish, and we'd cut them up in slices, or you could just cut them up into sections and load them onto the hook. And then we started using what we called crab cart, which is basically the edible crab, parts of under the shells. And what I tend to do is I tend to take these out the cling film and either put them in some mesh that I use for fishing, or I just wrap them directly inside of squid. And in the thermos flask here, I also have what we call coral sticks, which is the edible crabs, the female crabs' eggs. So that again, I put them into mesh it just stops crabs getting to them quicker, it holds them in a bit better, and what happens is as they melt, the scent and everything bleeds out and drifts down the water. So if you tuck them round, a piece of squid round them as well, then you get a good bait. There's also other parts, so the brown meat of the crab, again, it's the same principle, in some mesh that you can get from the local tackle shops. And yeah, so the amount of baits that we use now has increased a lot compared to what we used to use when, like I say, when I started fishing with my dad and my granddad. It was predominantly sandworms, lugworm, and mussel, and squid came into it a bit later on. So I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna tie some baits up for tomorrow. But that's just to show you what bait we do use on the beach. Once I've done a few, I'll show you what they look like once we've finished. Again, my subscriptions are going up now, so obviously people are interested in my videos. My likes are going up, so it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So please, subscribe, and I'll keep doing these videos, and I'll show you some baits when I've got them rigged up later on, and then we'll see you hopefully on the beach tomorrow. Not being well, like a lot of people, got the dreaded leggy, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be okay and fit and able to get myself onto the beach tomorrow. It looks as though the seas are dropping again from last Sunday. They're dropping down. There's been a bit of a northerly wind blowing. It's going to go west, southwest tomorrow, so that should flatten it down a bit more. I can look on the webcams, and Withensea looks a bit rough still. Hornsey don't look too bad. So we'll see. We'll get on the beach hopefully tomorrow. Rivers are out because of the amount of water that's gone into the river. I wouldn't even be interested in the river. So yeah, so I'll get some of these done, and I'll get back to you with what I've done. Okay. Right, welcome back. So I've tried some baits for tomorrow to get me started. So just some small baits for some flapper hooks. That's squid and black lug. And I've also used the bluey, cut it in half and half again. So that's bluey strip with squid, as you can see. A lot of juices coming out of them. That again, it's a bit bigger bait. Using different size baits, you can see the juices that's coming out of these. It's going into this bowl, so these will get frozen in this bowl. Another one with a bit of bluey on. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got about 15 baits in there ready for tomorrow. I've also got, like I mentioned to you, I've got the coral sticks, and I've got the crab cart. So, and I can also just put black lug on as well, just on its own. But these are some baits that I've got ready for tomorrow. Wash my hands. So all it means for me to say is, well, if you enjoyed this little snippet of baits that we use on the beaches and in the rivers for sea fishing, and if you enjoyed the little video I've done, subscribe like I said before, and like it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we shall see you on the beach tomorrow, which will be the 12th of January, I believe. I think it's the 11th today, yeah, so 12th tomorrow. Okay, so until then, tight lines everybody, stay safe, see you tomorrow. Thank you.